guys, we're back again for another walk today. This one's a new one, I've not done this before. So we're walking from a wonderful little village, I think it's a village, called Keld in the Northern Yorkshire Dales. I'll stick a map up on the screen so you can see that. And we're actually hiking up to the highest pub in Great Britain. So pretty good end point. It's a circular route. Like I said, I've not done it before. It goes up the Pennine Way, so it should be pretty well tracked to begin with, and we'll see how we get on. So looking forward to this one. This walk could take a little while. I've already gone off the track, but look, I had to show you guys this. I mean, doesn't really get much better than that. Don't know how it's coming across on film, but absolutely wonderful. So today's walk is going to be just over 10 miles from Keld up to the Tan Hill Inn. As I said, it's the highest pub in Great Britain, so I'm not sure it's going to be open. I'm a little bit early, so I mean, who hikes to a pub that's not even open? Well, we'll wait and see. Maybe it will be. Should be pretty easy track going up there. I mean, it's quite steep, but certainly nothing challenging. It should pretty much just be like this path that I'm on now, all the way, and then the second half goes pretty wild. So we'll see how we get on. But yeah, on the Pennine trail at the moment, which was the first national trail in the UK, in England, in Great Britain. Not entirely sure which, but it's about 268 miles long, I think, from sort of the Peak District all the way up to the Scottish borders. So it's a pretty significant trail, like so the first of its kind in the UK. We'll see how we get on. So I'm just making my way up the sharp climb out from the waterfalls just by Keld, and it is quite sharp actually. I mean, it's not particularly long, but probably tell I'm breathing quite heavily at the minute, but I just had to bring you back. I mean, wow, look at those views. I mean, it doesn't really get much better than that, although I have a feeling it might do later on this walk. So I'm really getting excited for what we're going to see today. Like I said, it's probably, I don't really know the splits. I think it's maybe about 4 miles to the pub, which is going to be pretty much all uphill, and then the longer sort of 6 mile weaving on sort of less manicured paths. I mean, this is still relatively rough, but it's easy to find where you're going. And yeah, see if we can find some interesting folk to chat to along the way. But if not, it's just fine. I'm walking on my own again, how I like it most of the time. It's just a good way to just relax, be alone with your thoughts, and just enjoy being out and getting out of breath. So I'll bring you back shortly. Quite high up on the moors now. Pretty barren. I've had the drone in the air, so you've probably seen that footage by now. It's hopefully it's pretty good. It's a little bit blowy, but you know what I mean, I've not even got a coat on. It's probably about 11-12 degrees, so it's really good for hiking at the moment. I suspect it's going to get a little bit windier as we get higher up, but I've got a waterproof as well, because you never know around here. But I mean, it's absolutely fabulous right now, and couldn't really be any better. way to Tan Hill now, and it's pretty easy going, and some nice sunshine on the hilltops over there. Sun is behind the mountain or the hill this way, so it kind of looks like we're going to get a nice bit of weather as soon as it gets high enough. The time is now 10 o'clock, so maybe the sun's about as high as it's going to get for a while. Actually, it's probably just a bit cloudy over that way, so that's probably what's stopping it, but it looks like it's going to burn through at some point, and we could be in for a treat. And this whole area actually is quite boggy back there. I wasn't really expecting it. I thought it'd be a little bit more manicured. I mean, that suits me absolutely fine. But this whole area, when the Romans came, they basically took one look at this and went, nah, it's wasteland, lads, let's just leave it. They just couldn't be bothered, so they called it wasteland, and never even bothered exploring it, because they just felt there was nothing they could do with it. They didn't need it. So actually lots of the Yorkshire Dales was basically never taken over by the Romans, because they just couldn't be arsed. I mean, I quite like that. It's kind of its own little place, but look at that. I kind of feel they were missing out somewhat, because it's an absolute treat around here. Made some good headway now. Let me show you where we are. Whew, that's something else, eh? Look at that. It's pretty windy up here now. I don't know if you can hear me too well, but I'm almost at the top of the hike. Really, there's a little bit more to go just up there, but not far. I'm quite close to Tan Hill now, so I think it's actually about 526 metres in height, so I'm probably around about where that is now, because I think it dips down a little bit as we head towards the actual pub. But still pretty nice. I mean, I've not needed my coat yet. There's a little bit of rain in the air, but you know, there's sunshine over that way, so it doesn't really feel too bad. In fact, it feels brilliant. So yeah, making good way. I've probably been going about, look at the time actually, yeah, about an hour and 20 minutes, so not quite sure how far I've gone. I'll stick it up on the screen just as an indicator, but like I said, it's not a long walk, it's 10 miles, so it's not really about getting the miles in, it's just about getting out and walking tracks that I've not walked before. It's been pretty straightforward if you're coming this way. Like I said, from Keld up to Tan Hill, it's a little bit boggy in areas, but if you're coming in warmer months, I'm in May, start of May now, so if you're coming in warmer months, it's probably a lot drier, but you know, you're quite high up on the moorland, so you're always going to get quite a lot of boggy ground as the drainage comes through. So you know, it's great. Most of the climbing's done in 2 sections. I'm just at the top of the second section, so apart from that, it's pretty much flat, or flat enough anyway. So yeah, easy going, so I'd recommend it. So far it's wonderful. There's plenty of other walkers around, so you know, if you're not too confident on your own, don't worry about it. You're not going to go too far wrong, and at least you've got a destination where there is a pub, so you can, if you need help, you're there. But it's not really one of those walks. It's pretty remote now, but you know, you're not far from civilization either way. So yeah, going great. I'll bring you back shortly. That tan hill now, it looks like it's 200 metres down there. I don't know how far it looks for you, but it's about 200 metres. And it's pretty damn windy up here. I've just had the drone up and it was, I don't know, well, you'll know as well as I do how well it does, but yeah, it was flying sort of on its side like this. It was struggling, but maybe the footage is good, we'll find out. It's a funny day now, like there's definite water in the air, but you know, it's landing on the lens a little bit, but yeah, the sun's out as well, so it's I mean, it's so changeable up high like this anyway. You never know what's going to happen, so it's so far it's great. I haven't needed my walk grip yet, but I might put it on when I get to the pub and when I set back off going down the other way. You know, it's as you're going downhill you don't generate as much heat as you're going uphill, so it'll probably be welcome there. But you know, that's pretty fantastic, isn't it? Over that way is over towards the Lake District, that way County Durham and onto Northumberland, and yeah, in fact you probably can't see, but maybe a mile in the distance from the pub there's the road that sort of splits. So the very top of the Yorkshire Dales, then into County Durham and Cumbria over that way a bit more as well. So I don't know the name of the road, I'll flash it on the screen, but it splits right between the two parks, and so that's how far north we are. So we're going well. No idea if the pub is going to be open. My dream would be coffee and cake. I'd love to say beer because it's a pub. I'll settle for anything, but we'll find out in a few minutes whether it's open.
Face will gradually become more windy because it's through the numbers. Yeah, that was tough. It's good that we took a few turns.
Wow, that was awesome. Coffee, carrot cake, and IPA. Yeah, good. Wow, that exceeded expectations. I couldn't not have a beer. It was fantastic. I took a picture of which one it was. I don't know. It was a special for the weekend. It was an IPA, and it was absolutely wonderful. And I got a coffee and an enormous bit of carrot cake, and I don't regret it at all. It was fantastic. So yeah, that was 11 o'clock that I got there. If anyone's wondering what time it opens, I've got no idea. There was no sheep in there, which is a strange thing to say for a pub, but there's frequently sheep in that pub. I didn't take any footage in there other than a quick swig of my beer because it was really quite busy. I think it's busy all the time, and I figured people might not be too keen to be on my video. But so yeah, so I had a pint, a nice latte, and carrot cake, and now we're heading off back on the trail. So I've no idea what this trail is going to be like. I'm probably not going to get the drone out too much now because I need to crack on. It's about 10 to 12, and I don't want to be back too late. I've got about another 5.5 miles to go from here, and who knows what the terrain's going to be like. So I'm just gonna, I'll probably bring you back on the GoPro a few times, but as for the drone, that might be it. We'll see. Who knows? It's good fun, and it's good country. But yeah, I'm basically going to crack on now and sort of head off. There is an area around here of sort of stones, or not like Stonehenge, but you know, sort of erected stones, and I'm not entirely sure where they are. Look, I mean, I'm going that way, and I don't think they're over there. Let's put it that way. But apparently they were put up there to resemble an army and to resemble sort of, I don't know, just to ward the Romans off. Apparently, I've no idea if that's true. That's what I read. There's not a great deal of history on this area that I can find, so if you can find something, then great. But yeah, it's a pretty awesome place. I got to recommend it if you're in the area, or if you can get to the area, then come on here. It's good. And if you're looking for somewhere to stay, you can stay at Tan Hill. It's a pretty cool pub. We have live music on regularly. Apparently the Arctic Monkeys have even played there. Probably because it's just such a cool place. So it gets my thumbs up, recommended. But today we're heading back down to Keld, which, like I said, is probably about 5.5 miles from now. So I'm going to crack on. I've got some climbing to do, so I'm going to go down into a valley, and then I've got to climb up again, probably about the same as I've already climbed. So I'm going to steal a march, and I'll speak to you soon. Well, look at this. This is unexpected. It looked like the weather was closing in. It's starting to get a little bit worse, and I've just had to take my my jacket off because it's gone red hot. Look at the sunshine. The whole area completely, or pretty much completely, bathed in sunshine. It's the Yorkshire Dales for you. It changes. They say all 4 seasons in one day, and it's a cliche, but you know what? Cliches are there because they're generally true, and it certainly is today. It really looked like the weather was going to come in and I was going to start getting a bit wet, which is kind of, you know, there's about a 20% chance of rain. So in the UK, at least, if it says 20% chance of rain, it means you're going to get wet. I don't know why they just don't call it 100% chance of rain, but anyway, it's I don't know, whatever's happened, it's coming out for the sunshine now. So let's see how long it lasts, and if it well, it'll be very welcome if it lasts for the rest of the walk, but somehow I don't know if that's going to happen. But for now, it's fantastic. Well, I'm just climbing back up, well, it's climbing back up, and I'm going up Thomas Gill Hill, and look at this. I don't know how good it looks on there, but it looks pretty impressive in person down here. All these sort of gorges that have been formed by glacial movement over the centuries, hundreds, millions of years. I think this whole area is about about 350 million years old apparently, so you know, God knows how long ago that was done, but a few years, I think we can agree. So yeah, I'm just climbing up Thomas Gill Hill, and then I'm going to go across that ridge along there. The ground's great, like it's nowhere near as laid out as the Pennine Way that I was going up on the first half, but it's dry, it's great, so I'm pretty pleased I've taken this route. So yeah, it's a bit of a steep climb though. Right, I'm pretty much at the top of this climb now. Just over there is the peak of Thomas Gill Hill. I'm not actually going past the peak today, I'm just going along this sort of path here, which is going to take us towards Robert's Seat. And then I think from Robert's Seat we start descending back down into the valley. So the weather is glorious, it's pretty windy. That's quite welcome. It would be really hot without that wind, so yeah, that's quite a climb actually. It's about 547 metres I think, so like, I mean, it's not going to kill you or anything like that, but certainly after a pint of IPA in the pub your legs feel it. It's probably not helped by 3 or 4 pints and a couple of rum and cokes I had last night either, but let's not talk too much about that. Right, I've made it to Robert's Seat. If I'm honest, I don't know anything about Robert's Seat, so if any of you do, feel free to add it in the comments, and I'd love to hear about it, because I mean, it's just a pretty barren and incredibly beautiful place. Look at it over there. I don't know how much you can see. I should really get the drone out, but I feel I've probably killed you with drone footage today, so and like I said, I need to start making some good time, so I don't want to be unpacking it right now. But what a place. There's as is typical for the Dales, some sort of ruined building here, maybe a barn, maybe a remains of a hunting lodge or something. But if the weather gets bleak, it's pretty good respite in there. We're heading down this way, so we're pretty much downhill now, I think, until we get down in the valley into the river that I showed you right at the beginning. I think we follow that again for a little bit. So I'm going to make my way down off this hill. I think again we're about 530 metres high at the moment, so it's pretty windy but nothing too bad. Certainly the drone could fly. I've been in worse earlier on today, a lot worse. So I'm going to make some tracks, and I'll catch you probably when I'm at the in the valley. This is a great walk. It looks like I've got a friend, although he doesn't sound like a friend. Where is he? Have you seen him? Oh look, he's running off there. You tell me who's boss, eh? Look. Where is he? Yeah, you tell me, dog. Right, so we've made it down from Robert's Seat. I'm now walking alongside the very, very pretty Whitsunndale Beck, which is there, and that leads us all the way down this way to the River Swale. That dog's left us alone now. What a great place to be a dog, just running around here. And I mean, it's pretty unmistakably the Yorkshire Dales now. Look, you've got all these old farm buildings everywhere, and I don't know if you can see that, hopefully you can, and that's just stereotypical Yorkshire Dales, and it's absolutely wonderful. So I think it's pretty much flat going, or yeah, pretty much flat going now till the end. So I feel like I'm probably about 8 miles done, so maybe 2.5 miles to go, something like that. And yeah, it's nice to be down out of the wind. The weather's still great. It's Not a challenging walk, so the legs are absolutely fine. But yeah, what a great way to spend a day. Yeah, I reckon I've maybe got half a mile to go perhaps. I just thought I'd show you this. Got the River Swale there. And then look at that nice little bridge. It's just picture perfect around here. I mean, it really is. So I'm just gonna track the River Swale now, like I said, for about half a mile, something like that, and just reflect on what's been a really cool walk. Highly recommend it. It's probably medium difficulty, you know, it's nothing crazy, but you know, it is 10 miles, it is, you know, a decent walk, so you need to have an element of fitness about you. But I mean, just get out there and you see things like this. Wonderful. So I was just chatting away to you and I realised I went the wrong way, but that suits me just fine, because look at this. There's a little sign here, Thrift Lodge Bed and Breakfast. The bed and breakfast that's going up there, that seems like the right sort of bed and breakfast to me. Let's go find out, see if we can find it. Right, well, I'm back on the road now, so it is literally half a mile now till Keld, so I was a little bit out with my timings before. I've got absolutely no idea where Thrift Lodge Bed and Breakfast was, because I didn't pass anything on that path. I've got a bunk barn here, but that's not Thrift Lodge. I don't know. That sign promised so much and delivered nothing. Right, so just coming into Keld now. As you can see, what a stunningly pretty little place this is. It's an absolute gem of the Yorkshire Dales. It's probably not one of the more popular parts of the Yorkshire Dales, the north as well, because there's none of the big mountains or anything like that, but man, you got to come here. It's fantastic. Look. Wow, look at that. So that's the walk done, 10.5 miles. Awesome.